Hey Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do the stars and the cards have to tell you about your July money, career, and business life? We're going to find out, so keep watching. So just a couple of quick announcements before we get into your reading. Cancer, your birthday live celebration will be happening here on my YouTube channel on Saturday, July 8th. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope that you will be able to join me for that. And if you would like to have me on speed dial, so to speak, consider joining my YouTube channel membership, Divination Deck Divas, where you get tons of bonus readings each month, including lives with me, where I will pull cards for whoever shows up to the live. So consider that. Hit that join button below. So, of course, happy birthday, Cancer. Let's just discuss the astrology energies a little bit before we get into the tarot card pull. So, when I look at, money and career stuff, I look to see what Mercury's doing, what Venus is doing, primarily for short-term things like monthly energies. Of course, we have a new moon in Cancer. We'll do a separate video on that. We have a full moon in Capricorn coming up, separate video coming on that. But just in general, we have Mercury in your first house until the 11th of the month. And of course, the sun is in your first house as well. So there may be important conversations around, what is important for you in terms of certain financial goals that you are trying to meet, especially because Venus and Mars are both in your second house of money in Leo. Now, Venus will be going retrograde in that house as of July 22nd. So there will tend to be a rethink for you from July 22nd until September 4th about important commitments in terms of your finances. Now, Saturn has gone retrograde in your ninth house of the big picture perspective of your life. Saturn symbolizes commitments. So again, you could be really rethinking, particularly toward the end of the month, major expenditures, especially for travel, investment in future opportunities, like where you really can expand yourself or your business in some way. So, big ticket item purchases are not usually advised when we have a Venus retrograde. So just kind of keep that in mind. The full moon in Capricorn is interesting because the energy is also opposing this Mercury and Sun connection happening in your first house. And of course, the full moon will be in your seventh house of other people. As I said, I'll do a video on that energy for everyone. But there really could be some sort of emotional tug of war with somebody else in your world. It could be a business partner. It could be a significant other. Perhaps around some sort of major expenditure. Okay, like, again, who's wearing the pants in the family to make the decision, so to speak. There could be a power struggle, power play going on. There might be an interesting revelation with Uranus squaring Venus and Mars at that full moon, which is happening on the 3rd of July. Especially important for you because, that square is happening between your 11th house of gains and then also your house of money. So I really hope that if there is a surprise, it is a good surprise. But, with Uranus in the mix, we never really know. So keep your wits about you with financial matters, especially, really the whole month, but especially around the full moon time period, give or take a few days either side of July 3rd. And then also when Venus stations retrograde, and whenever a planet stations retrograde, it is at its most potent. So especially, again, around July 22nd. But there really could be some very spirited conversations between you and other people about financial needs and who's in charge of allocating monies, managing monies, and, who gets their financial needs met. There could be something like that going on. There might also be the negotiation of some important contract for you as well. Especially, like I said, because Mercury in your first house of the self and maybe asserting some sort of new goal. And then the Venus and Mars in that second house. All right, Cancer, let's check in with the tarot and see what we need to know for you. All right, what do the Cancers need to know? Money, career, and business life in July 2023. Cancer. All right, let's see what we have for you. Wow, we have the Empress and the Lovers. Two major arcanas right away. Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Coins. Okay, so that Capricorn full moon is going to be important. You could be worried about asserting yourself or signing and committing yourself to something, and something probably big. There could be, again, this is really affirming the astrological energies. There could be a very spirited discussion between you and a partner with the Lovers card here, whether business or personal. I think there could be something too, the Taurus energy, which again is your 11th house of personal gains. It could be centered around family finances, some important and long-term investments in maybe real estate or stock market, that type of thing. The Nine of Swords here is interesting because it does suggest some sort of concern, but usually that can be a mountain out of a molehill type energy. But the Page of Swords is in your heart. So this is really indicative to me of really needing to have a very important conversation. Here it is too with the Gemini. Something may bubble up from the subconscious, but that is also your 12th house, right? So something could be bubbling up. There possibly could be something you blurt out in this spirited discussion. I mean, there's nothing negative here. I think this is just your own worries. You may find that the other person is on the same page as you with making some important decision or choice about managing long-term investments and making some sort of big money decision with the Ten of Coins showing up here. Okay, again, this is the Capricorn energy. That full moon is July 3rd in Capricorn. This may involve, it's possible since we have the mother energy over here and the family energy over here, it could have something to do also with perhaps investing money from a mother's estate or handling the mother's finances in some way. If you have an elderly parent you're dealing with as an example. But another thing that could be going on is there could be something here about short-term versus long-term gains. So you may be like, again, this decision or discussion could be centered around, do we wait? Do we take the more conservative approach with the Empress here? Like, do we build over time or do we go very fast? Here's the Gemini, Lovers, right? The Mercury, which is also in your first house. Or do we quickly make a decision, take the money and run type thing? Could be also something about cutting losses or something like that, versus waiting to see how something plays out. So this is the spirited discussion and choice that, is going on here. The thing, though, is because this is the subconscious with the Gemini, and then we have the Nine of Swords, I think you really need to look at Cancer where your subconscious fears may be driving your actions and to really address those if they're coming up for you. So there could also be some sort of worries and fears about monetary success and fear of making a mistake. There could be money that is coming to you this month. Okay, it could be from a business situation because this maybe has already been underway. So your prosperity could also be coming in by the end of your birthday season, by the third week here. It's very possible. Okay, or by the third, right? The third with the Capricorn, the full moon in Capricorn. Just depends on your personal situation. Right? So there could be some sort of thing that you've been working on for a while in terms of your finances that does come to fruition. But then there's a little bit of nervousness, Nine of Swords here, about, well, what do I do now with this money? I think you want to make sure that you manage it appropriately, right? So there could be, again, some choice to be made about investing that money. There could be, again, a spirited discussion with your partner about that situation. A spirited discussion with yourself. You could be of two minds. Again, you've got to make sure your fear is not driving your actions in some way with this situation. And I would also say with the Page of Swords, have the conversation, reach out and rethink, especially after the Venus goes retrograde July 22nd, rethink. You don't necessarily have to make a decision this month about what to do with this finances unless you feel that's appropriate for your personal situation. You could table it and rethink until Venus, here's our Venus also with Empress, until Venus gets out of retrograde in September. Okay, so, again, 9 is showing up. So, maybe you're afraid of moving too quickly and making a decision. And then, again, I could have waited, I could have had more, or, there's something big here with the money, though, with the Empress and the 10 of coins. And when I say big with the money, that's all relative based on your own personal situation. But what I am feeling here is that you want to go slow. There is an option and a choice for you to make about handling that family financial. I feel it's very connected to family probably with this. Okay. But again, family can be your business if you own your own business, self-employed. Okay. But in any case, there is something here about really making the decision carefully. And maybe speaking with a trusted advisor also with this Page of Swords here. All right, Cancer, let's see what else we need to know for you for your money life and career life for the month of July. Cancer. Let's see what we have. We have abundance mindset. Wow, interesting. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. Yes, I feel like this is very affirming of these particular energies. I feel like you have been really working with the Empress, the first card out of the deck here, like for your reading, like you have been working on abundance mindset. You have been nurturing your body, mind, and spirit to call in more for yourself, to handle things appropriately as well, manage your finances appropriately. And as such, like I said, this wheel may have already been set in motion for the abundance to be coming in this month, especially with this 10 of coins that's showing up here. But there also could be like there's a certain amount that comes in now, and then you want that to grow. And so this is what needs to be dealt with. So like you reached a certain point, but now it's how do we get to the next level? So for some of you, there may be another phase of really tapping into your abundance mindset to get all the way over here. Okay. All right, let's clarify this card and see what we need to know. But I mean, this is fine. This is very good. This is very affirming for you. This abundance mindset. This is a period of growth for you financially, I feel. Because of the investments you've been making also, Empress, with your own creative energy, Empress and the Lovers. So especially if you've been working on some sort of passion project, there may just be a fear of putting it out there. And maybe you're fearing, oh, it's not going to make money or whatever. I think something that you have created yourself could really start to bring in some money. Okay, so especially for my entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, artists, writers, creative arts people, there could be something very beautiful manifesting for you. Okay, let's see what we need to know. But it's about this shift to the next level. All right, so we have a King of Wands and we have the Magician. Wow. Okay, well, this is what I was saying. Something that you've been doing yourself, Magician, creatively, that you have been putting your personal brand and stamp on. So Leo season is when Venus goes retrograde. So there may be something here to rethink about what you truly deserve based on what you have created. So here's what I'm feeling. Again, this is passionate energy with this King of Wands, and this is directing your passion project energy toward manifesting something great. I feel like it's important for me to say right now, especially again, my solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, etc., creative energy people who are creating stuff and putting it out in the world. This is not a time to undersell or underprice your services or products. Okay, so while Venus is retrograde, this is a time for you to tap into that energy and rethink what you deserve from your own artistry. Okay, because you do deserve more. And again, this Magician here, this is about the up-leveling of your money manifestation. Okay, you do deserve more. I think some of you are undercharging, underpricing. So there is something to look at there with this, okay? Because this is what's waiting for you. Like I said, I keep getting this feeling for many of you that it's like stage 1 that we've reached, but now we're going to stage 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, so you got the baseline down, but now it's really time to manifest with that magician this strong energy of just, I feel like runaway abundance. Like runaway, and not that it's running away from you, but that it's just like taking off, right? That it's just a runaway train that is bringing you all sorts of loot and goodies. Boy, that metaphor didn't really work, but you know what I'm saying, Cancer. Forgive my mixed metaphor. Very interesting energies for you this month, okay? I think there is strong energies here for standing strong in your own power to manifest more abundance for yourself. And I would say, like, again, with the energies and what came out in that first pull, like, there is definitely some important conversation that you're going to be having about handling some sort of financial decision. And again, same thing. Don't sell yourself short in making that decision. You are part of making that decision with that Lover's card, especially if you're dealing with a partner, whether business or personal. Like, make sure that you're also a part of that conversation and decision making. Okay, because this is also your financial future we are talking about. All right. Cancer, love you guys. Don't forget to join me July 8th for your birthday live celebration. I'd love to see you there. And I will be doing your monthly reading as well. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you again soon. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on for you with these energies. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Stella Wilde signing out.